Vote is closed. Vote is closed. Adopted.
Children's rights are a big priority for the EU. And the EU also has already a strong framework when it comes to children's rights in a digital environment. At the EU level, we've had the GDPR that was protecting children's data. And then in 2022, we were discussing the Digital Services Act that is also aimed at ensuring a high level of privacy and security for children. So it comes with no surprise that the EU is really concerned about the potential harm of social media on children and really wants to take some steps.
Honourable Senators, the committee has considered the Online Safety Amendment Social Media Minimum Age Bill 2024.
We know there is widespread concern and evidence about the severe mental health impact of social media on children. We've seen very disturbing global trends in youth mental health since the rise of social media, especially for girls.
This is world leading. This is Australia showing enough is enough. And the world, including through, I note, some leading media, global organisations who are here, just to confirm, is watching and is following.
The trigger point was definitely linked to the social media ban in Australia because it really prompted the discussion around this. Perhaps this was not considered before. What we know is that in September 2025, this was actually in the State of Union speech. This is the speech that Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, has every September to delineate the priorities of the European Commission. And there was really a reference on try to make sure to protect children. And also she said that algorithms cannot raise our children. The first concern is definitely linked to addictive design. There are many studies showing that this can actually have a long-term impact on children. There are also concerns linked to the content that children are being exposed to online, and this is something that really needs to be tackled. I'm not necessarily speaking about illegal content, but other types of content that can still be harmful to children. Ursula von der Leyen spoke about having a panel of experts, and we know that people have already been appointed to advise her on whether to restrict social media for children. At the same time, the European Parliament adopted a report really speaking about their concerns on children's rights in the digital environment and calling for a ban for children's access to social media for those who are younger than 16. There are also other options that are being discussed at the national level. For example, in Denmark and in France, we know that, for instance, in Denmark, there are exceptions for those who are younger than 16, for those who have the consent of the parents or the guardians.
We have agreed on an age limit on 15 years of age, but with the opportunity for parents to consent from the age of 13 if they want their children and young people to be on the social media platform.
Today, our children are exposed to a space they were never meant to navigate alone. A space of addiction, abuse, pornography, manipulation, violence, we will no longer accept that. We will protect them from the digital Wild West.
We know that the European Commission is looking into ways to do some age verification measures. And this is very important and would also be linked to the impact of those restrictions. We also need to look at the findings of Australia. Unfortunately, we don't have conclusive findings yet. It's also important to note that this impact will not be seen tomorrow. We're really talking about very important societal changes, so we also need to look at the long-term impact. So it's hard to say how this ban will be implemented. Age verification is definitely a key component of it. Strong legislation for the children who will still access it is also an important part of it. The EU is currently discussing the Digital Fairness Act, and it has the specific purpose of curbing addictive design. We are still exploring this type of legislation, so we cannot speak too much about it, but this can be a very important legislative tool. Of course, it has to be supported by the Digital Services Act. Addictive design is a very important issue, and it's something many member states are concerned about. And this is impacting everybody, even adults, but children, especially the most vulnerable ones, are the most impacted. AI is definitely amplifying all the risks that are already linked to social media. Some risks are, for example, linked to misinformation that can be created through AI. We know that children and young people in general are relying on social media to have news, to be informed. So definitely if children are constantly exposed to social media and they are not empowered on how to recognize fake news from actual real news, this is a very important consideration.
Allez, snap. Facile.
So these are the apps that I use the most. So the first one is Snapchat.